something really profound is happening in Tehran right now. But it's not some big, loud explosion. It's quieter. More like a city taking a deep, powerful breath for the first time in a long time. What we're talking about here is a true artistic rebirth, a renaissance that's literally rising up from the streets.
Yeah, there wasn't some grand announcement or an official decree or anything like that. It was just something different in the air, you know? The kind of feeling you'd get just walking down the street after sunset. A subtle shift. And that right there, that single idea that a city can find its own lungs, its own rhythm again after so many years of feeling, well, tired. That's the absolute heart of what we're going to dive into today. All right, so let's get into it. What does this new pulse actually feel like? Well, it's something you can literally feel, a real shift in the whole atmosphere. It's in the way people are moving, the way they're gathering. It's just a new way of being in the city. And this comparison really hits the nail on the head. You see, the old Tehran is described as heavy, gray, a city of tired shoulders. But now? That's been replaced by what's being called a quiet electricity, a steady, living rhythm. The city feels awake. And you know what's driving this awakening? It's art.
Okay, first up, let's talk about theater. Because for the longest time, a play was something you went to see in an official building. But that's all changing. Now, the entire city is becoming the stage.
And look, this isn't just art for art's sake, not at all. What we're seeing here is basically a living, breathing conversation that society is having with itself, right out in the open. These performances, they're tackling real social concerns, and they're doing it with a kind of boldness and clarity that feels completely new. And get this, look at where it's all happening. We're not just talking about traditional theaters, we're talking about parks, under the street lamps, on sidewalks, and yeah, in independent halls and smaller spaces too. Art is just spilling out into everyday life. It's turning regular people, just passers-by, into part of the whole scene. All right, now let's tune in to the city's new soundtrack. Because just like with theater, music isn't staying inside the official concert halls anymore. Oh no, it is seeping out from some of the most unexpected places you can imagine. I mean, this is pure grassroots. We're talking about rooftops, garages, home studios. These have become the new venues. Young bands aren't just sitting around waiting for a record deal, they're making it happen themselves, recording their own music, finding their own spotlight in whatever space they can grab. And the result of all this? You get this incredibly rich, diverse urban soundscape. It's not just one thing. It's this amazing mix of rock, fusion, traditional music, folk, even rap. All of it coexisting, all of it thriving. It really reflects the true, complex soul of the city. And this quote, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? We have our own bands. Just let us hear ourselves. This isn't about trying to bring in big international acts. It's this powerful declaration of self-worth. It's a demand for their own authentic expression, just a fundamental desire to hear their own voices telling their own stories. And you see that same exact spirit carrying over into the visual arts. They're also breaking free from those formal, traditional gallery spaces. Art is becoming way more intimate, more personal, and a heck of a lot more accessible to everyone. I absolutely love this story. There's this young artist who literally turns her own bedroom into an exhibition. And her subjects? They're not some grand historical figures. They're the faces she sees on the subway every day. Commuters. Tired for sure, but also unbroken. It's just art that perfectly reflects real, lived experience, and it's being shared directly with the community. Amazing. So, okay, we've seen what's happening. We've seen the theater, the music, the art, but now we get to the really big question. Why? Why is this movement so important? What makes this renaissance so different from some of the other big cultural projects we see happening in the region? And this really breaks it down for us. On one hand, you've got what you could call manufactured culture. Billions of dollars spent, huge top-down projects trying to fabricate a cultural identity with lavish festivals. But what's happening in Tehran? It's the complete opposite. It's rising up from the people. It's grassroots, born from lived experience, from history, from literature. This quote from an American geographer really nails it. There is nothing fake about Iran, quite the opposite of its neighbors. It just captures that undeniable authenticity. This isn't something fabricated. It's real. It's rooted in something deep, something you just can't buy. So what do we call this? Well, a really good term for it is an organic renaissance. And it's such a powerful idea, right? It's culture that isn't forced or imposed from the top down, but instead, it blossoms from the actual soul of a place and its people.
So, when you put it all together, what does it all mean? Well, one thing's for sure, this isn't just a trend. It's something way more fundamental. It's become this unstoppable force that's now woven into the very fabric, the soul of the city.
And at the very heart of it all, if you listen closely to every guitar chord and look at every brushstroke, you can hear this simple, powerful message. It's just two words. We're here. We're alive. It's such a profound statement of pure existence and vitality.
And the results are tangible. They're real. Art isn't some luxury item anymore. Theater has become this daily conversation for the city. Music is now a necessity, like air or water. And visual art, it's become a public language everyone can speak.
Ultimately, this is something that can't be turned back. It's gone too far. It's too deep. It's no longer just an event. It's become the city's breath. And you just can't stop a city from breathing. It's the new, undeniable rhythm of life in Tehran.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really powerful question to think about. What happens when a culture stops waiting for permission to be born? Well, I think Tehran gives us the answer. It simply begins to breathe.